Fire here. Welcome to another Duos and Dark Halls match. Today I will be playing as Dracula against to represent the City Specialists versus Mettking, who is part of Team Surprising Return. So let's see, what sort of hand we got there. Okay. Wolves, bats, bodyguards, mob, reckless. Do I want to try an England start? Because this is actually quite a reasonable England start hand. Lots of good, like, pre-combat encounters. Yeah, let's give it a try. This will definitely be fun. Harker, okay. Okay, so even if he doesn't get newspaper, he has Harker at his disposal. Decent bit, yes. A decent bit, yes. That is true. Okay. Yep, just going around. Okay, speed telegraph. Good to know about. As for holy bullets, well, that's kind of whatever. Move up to Edinburgh. We'll start with Rumored Dam. Yeah, since I'm like almost guaranteed to have to go to sea eventually, dark hauling is just not a good idea. So I probably won't be doing that until I'm on the mainland, if I do at all. Scouts? Okay. Brussels and Bologna? Okay. One thing, since I'm actually playing in this case, I want to be aware of everything that's happening. Slide, misdirect. Then hide. And we'll make it We'll make it Saboteur. Yeah, just in case. So far, nothing remarkable discarded. Okay, doing the trade. That's not unusual. Yeah, especially since this is a tournament match. Up there in England is one of the last places that Mettking will expect me to be. We'll place down bats. Oh, brilliant. Well, that's annoying. Shame you couldn't have drawn that yesterday. Okay, well. It's possible that I could be dead now. If he happens to have CG and the Heavenly Hosts have fallen like perfectly, I could be dead now because of that Eel Presence timing. But honestly, but he hasn't said like GG yet, so I would assume that he doesn't. Swag cylinders? Sure. Shouldn't that have been obvious? Yeah. So, what next? Let's go with... Let's go with bodyguards. Okay, so he knows where I am. But the thing with the England start is that... the thing about this is that he has to... He eventually... Is that he has to bring other hunters in sooner if he wants to stop my trail. I mean, admittedly, I didn't get discovered too much sooner than if he had... I mean, if he had drawn a newspaper, that he would have discovered the same thing. Yeah, that was definitely a very dangerous day in several ways. Lots of drac events getting discarded. However, Van Helsing will now has to think about how soon does he move on this, if at all. We have had 2 stakes discarded, which is definitely interesting, as well as both the Holy Circles. I mean, Holy Circles, it's not unusual, but... The fact that Mina hasn't discarded those Holy Bullets yet is interesting. Although she may do so now. Yep. Oh, apparently I had another set. Discarding a blood transfusion. Okay. Sure. So, now we place down... So I had to think of not only what do I place, like, for if Van Helsing chooses to jump on me now, but also what happens if Seward, I mean, Seward hasn't moved at all yet, and he's not within excellent weather range yet. So, we can just casually lay down, we'll make it a wolves. Yeah, now the immediate question, oh, a 3rd stake discarded. This is making it more and more likely that my Reckless Vampire will mature. Or that Van Helsing will have to fight it. To kill it. Discarding a pistol? Gracious. It's a shame that I didn't have a hoax to put down. Guess that's now 9 drac events in the discard. If I could get a hoax mature, that'd be quite lovely. I think I may end up I may end up uh, misdirecting Liverpool and moving back there. And then, if he leaves Edinburgh alone, I will form back up there. Another reckless vampire. Yeah, that bodyguards was going to be is going to be was going to be one of the things that hopefully would have been wiped. That means I can't hide in place of fog like I was thinking. But so that means so that does that mean that I do not remember this one? Perhaps. Okay. Okay, so unless he has a dogs, then okay. So my vampire is going to get to mature. Nothing he can do about that. Now what I do is I wolf form down to London. Yeah, it's definitely highly unlikely that Van Helsing had has the fourth and final stake, but but it's possible, and I don't want to take that sort of risk. Yeah, this the bodyguards that I had initially placed here was going to get going to be one of the things wiped by this upcoming mature anyway. So therefore, it really didn't. So really, the fact that I misdirected it really didn't lose me anything. Slide mature. Now we will form down to London. We'll place the new vampire there. Yeah, I don't want to risk passing through Manchester, because with only 5 items left in the deck, and no Heavenly Host discarded, possibility of CG nukes are too great for me to chance going through there. Now that they've had more time to try to find it. Just 2 hard carriages discarded. That's nice. let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's. Okay, what did she discard now? A good luck card. Okay, so that's. When it comes to firearms, there's only one of each left. Do I do a dark call? And I'm still sitting at next to full HP. I think I might consider doing so after one day, after hiding and placing down a fog, because I need to try to buy enough time. You know what? Actually, if he wants to take me on, so be it. RV. Okay. So. Discarding a knife. Whoa. Okay, that says that Guldoming has horse, knife, heavenly hosts, or something like that. I see. Van Helsing is more likely to. Yeah, we'll just. Yeah. Yeah, 4 damage is. Oh, discarding a stake and dogs. So, that's the last stake accounted for. So that means they're gonna have to fight through this new amp, and they can't. And Mettking can't let them mature, because otherwise I win. Not exactly the ideal starting in hand for combat for a vampire ambush, but we'll start with Mez. Well, I suppose with Mez it's not bad, but went with punch. That's annoying. Okay, give me a Fangs, please. Well, seems as if it's just as good as if I did this right away. But he got in a punch, which in the long haul could matter. That 1 damage could be the difference between him killing this or not killing this. Yeah, there's still 1 rifle and 1 pistol kicking around somewhere. So, Van Helsing will come down. Okay, supplying and then coming down. Let's try to soften them up a bit more. It's possible that he'll have the sword become delayed. No? Alright. Ooh. I think that he will not do punch first this time, so as to mix things up. Yeah. Yeah, but I had little choice but to do that, because I can't do strength for fear of him doing just that. Okay, so now we do strength. Hope that he punches to try to avoid me plotting him. Good. Good and good. Okay, nothing here will help in the event that he goes for escape. So therefore, we'll just do plotting in case he tries to do a dodge. Nope. All three escapes and a strength for the other cards. Yeah, that was definitely not the best of combat hands. Fortunately for me, he played into the scenario where, like, had he done punch first into my mesmerize, then he would have gone away without any any damage there. Alright, let's see what sort of combat events they have. Planned ambush on Van Helsing. Okay. So, let's remind myself. What do I know? Oh. Well, I know that the deck shuffled before Van Helsing's supply, right? No. It shuffled with his supplies, so therefore, what he has, but what was it that got discarded? So, I think what... Lots of options. I think what I'll do is I'll do claws on Van Helsing. He can choose... He will have to... If he wants to not take the damage, he'll either have to dodge or show some sort of firearm. I mean, he can dump a Heavenly Host on me and do 4 right back at me, but I'll be putting Van Helsing right on death's door. Okay, good. Making it so that his planned ambush comes to I take very little... translates to I take less damage. So I take 1 damage, despite it being a 2v1. That is not a big deal. So, after this, so they both have 3 items. Seward most likely has a horse. I think we'll go with fanging... We'll go with Fang on Seward. Yeah, then the knives... 1 knife got discarded before the deck cycled. Okay, a firearm. So, holy bullets, perhaps? Or was that simply insurance versus claws? Okay, so it is holy bullets. Ouch. Yeah. Ouch. Okay, and good thing I targeted Seward, it turns out. Shame I don't have the second claws on hand. But I could, in theory, try to escape his bat. Or simply escape his mist. But with no fangs in hand, that's risky. Because if he goes Devil Heavenly Host, I will die. So I think I will simply escape his mist. And well, on the off chance that he has a crucifix, then it's not doing me any damage. Yeah, with Seward there, it's hard to keep them down. I can't go down to Plymouth, at least not unless I intend to leave right away. So I could feed, simply fuel my health, and then do a dawn fight with them. But that is probably just not a good idea. I don't have the best of hands for these particular circumstances. 5, 4, 3, 2. 5, 4, 3, 2. Well, let me see. Go here. There's still four more moves. I won't have Wolfhorn for another like 4 or so moves. We'll go. Okay, we'll go to Plymouth, lay down a fog, and then, so long as they don't forewarn the fog, although I will say that a follow-up attack would be rather risky for them. Okay, I'll let you. I'm going to call out Van Helsing does not have forewarned. I'm fine with doing a 1v1. Personally. I mean, if it turns out that he has Heroic Leap, well, I'm not at 5, so I can feed. But Seward is at 5, so it would kill him and I would get 3 more influence. So Heroic Leap, I think, would be a bad play on his part. So I honestly don't mind this. So, I now know that he does have a rifle. The other card is unknown to me. Though I'm guessing it's a horse? Mettking does kind of say obligatory locked and loaded. That makes me think that was his only weapon. He will likely lead with... I think we'll lead with Mesmerize. This is a little bit risky because I could get hit by a Heavenly Host, but... Oh, yep, and that I did. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, so now now he is down to only a rifle, so... We'll go with Fangs. I mean, I am actually assuming that he's going to try to escape next. No? Punching? Alright. So, net healing 1. I think I'll Fang again, because I think he'll likely play a rifle this round. Yeah, so this cancels out. They cancel each other out, but he is now down to 1 HP. So, if he punches, even if he has great strength, he's dead. Okay, you're down, Seward. Be gone. Yeah, I'm not in the healthiest state either, but now I've got Seward off England, and I can feed to regain some health. So he just lost 2 events. Don't know what they were, and he also lost. The loss of the rifle is not that big a deal. He landed the hit with the Heavenly Host, which kind of served its purpose in doing so. Unearthly Swiftness. Wow. Wowsies. That is... In fact, I may be able to just claim the game off of that. Because... Yeah, if he doesn't clear Liverpool, his instinct will be to clear Swansea in case it's a vampire, because now and he knows that he has vampires to deal with. Yeah, it looks as, unless I'm badly mistaken, yeah, I suppose Van Helsing would have to... It is actually still possible for me to lose, and that's specifically if Van Helsing comes here and has Forewarned and Heroic Leap. Okay, but since he does not have the Forewarned, that means I win, because I slide Mature with the Wolves. Okay, GG, well played. I unfortunately do have to go out to sea. GG, well played. You gave me a US. Yep. Yep. HL? HL? Yes, this is if you don't respond to the England start correctly, it can turn out disastrous for the Hunters. Which, fortunately, Mettking just made. I mean, it's hard to say exactly how I misplayed this. I'd actually like it if Scott's were to do a post game analysis of this one, because this is actually very. Sure, the walls. Unfortunately, I have to go to C or Dark Hall, so therefore I have to. Sure. And that's victory. A much needed victory. This is only well played, man. Well played, man. That's England's start for you, folks. I'm definitely very glad that I was able to provide this tournament with context of a good England start that ended up being successful. It's England start is rare for and yeah, that what was the idea. Yeah, that was the idea. If you make it too costly, make it too costly to land it, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no kidding. Very well said, because that was actually definitely on the faster side of games. But let's get in chat at let's get in chat for my stream. Yeah. Let's get in chat for my stream. Let's see if Mettking agrees to a bit of a chat. But okay. All right. Very well. GG, well played. Very well. GG, well played. See you another time. We'll just see you another time. Well, thank you everyone for watching. And Scott Storage, should you watch this, I wouldn't mind your opinion on a post game analysis of this match. This was definitely an epic match. England's. It is not often that I even dare try attempt an England start in a tournament, but that was a good one. Thank you.